load times removed, the top number will be real time. There's also going to be a third timer because on speedrun mode in this game, it gives you an in-game timer, and the in-game timer is just nonsense. So ignore that. Thank you, Ant. Okay, so I'm going to try to keep an eye out on OBS and see if it starts catch on fire. In fact, here, let's do a little quick test. A little quick test real quick. We want... let's see. Tower Twin Dragons is fine, I guess. I just want something with a little action to it. Oh, you know what? I just want to, so something that I can see happen is like it will, the frame rate will just start dipping in, and I'll get a warning in OBS like, oh, this is running too hot. You gotta cool it down. And we're running at 60 frames per second right now. So I anticipate that, but it's looking like everything's probably pretty cool. So we're gonna just keep our fingers crossed and start over and go for it, and try to make up for some of this this time here. Hopefully we'll get good RNG. If not, I've saved files. Then we'll just jump in that because I have no patience for the long bunny farm here. But yeah, I actually have chat up, which is pretty wild. Normally I can't have much of anything open when I run this. Okay. Let's see. This run right here, this Allen Iverson was not practice. It was a real run. Let's get rid of high. No. Delete. There we go. All right. Just so you guys know it's legit. Best time 25:39 IGT. Well, we'll see what happens. Bunicular farm. That's true, Kavik. That is pretty much what it is. All right, so there's a lot to unpack in this game, and the timer's going to start as soon as I start moving. That's an auto timer too, which is pretty great. So I only have to split like 3 times throughout this run. Oh, right. I said 3, so I only kicked that guy 3 times, but I need to kick him 4. Okay. Gotta get my head back in the game. So first things first, we're traveling primarily backdashing, so I have to alternate down and the right bumper, which is a little tedious, but I'm used to it at this point. Got a nice callus on my left thumb, which goes back years at this point. And then we're going to do something called jump kicking, which sounds pretty mundane, right? Just jump and kick, but it's actually a series of techniques and magic attacks chained together to give us the ability to fly, basically, which allows us to get to all sorts of places that we're not supposed to get to without doing some very specific things, which allows us the opportunity to do this speed run in the way that we're going to do it. And we're going to do the first set of them right here. There's one. We're going to chain a couple, 2 or 3 of those together here in the next 2 rooms up ahead, I think. And that'll allow us to get some items that we wouldn't otherwise be able to get this early in the game, because you have like double jump and high jump and those sorts of things that you can get. We're going to get double jump, but not high jump. Oh, actually, my magic was good. I just want to point out, if you saw the Xbox One run that I did of this last weekend during SGL, that part right there, because the frame rate is so wonky in that game, took a whole bunch of tries, and those whole bunch of tries took about, I want to say, like 10 minutes, because the load times in that game, that version, are so trash. We're just going to jump up here. You can do a little jump kick to get up there, but I find that my timing on that one's a little finicky, so I didn't want to waste the magic and the time. Anyway, point being, I'm much more comfortable playing this on my computer than on... did you like that magic cast that didn't happen? She waved her hand and nothing happened. That happens if you get at a certain distance from enemies sometimes. It's kind of a weird quirk in this game, but no big deal. We'll work around it. Okay, switch to our Sanji gun, which is the weapon that we just got from doing those jump kicks when we kind of traveled vertically in that one room. We got a plunder ring and this Sanji gun. I got greedy. We're trying to get 32 hits here, and Vepper decided I was too slow. Get a couple magic swipes in here. 3, There we go. Okay, that wasn't too terrible a fight. Switch back to our Kung Fu shoes. Our Kung Fu shoes are what allow us to do the jump kicks. Someone suggested calling the jump kicks Kung Fu Flight, which is a really clever name, but I just call them jump kicks. It's a little too cute to use every day, but I think for like explaining it in the context of a marathon run, I think it's good to know historically that at one point someone wanted to call that technique Kung Fu Flight. It's amusing to me, but I would get sick of it really quick if I called it that all the time. Kung Flu, yeah, that's what I did. Kung Flu, the legendary journeys. There will be some legendary journeys throughout this. Okay, so we have to talk to who's it's here. We're going to sell this Cerulean Splash, and we're going to buy 8 ethers. Ethers let us refill our magic, which is very critical, especially at the end game. We're going to get this Waystone. That's going to allow us to travel back to right here from anywhere in the world. Wow, I have no voice right now. Oh, I almost didn't do my jump kick up there. That was a jump kick there as well, so I just basically kind of did a super jump effectively there. Now, we'll just be using that technique throughout the run, including towards the end of the game to allow us to get to the end game zone very early on in the context of the game, and just be really under-leveled when we get there, but that's part of the charm of the speedrun, isn't it? Let's see. No one can deflect Cerulean Splash. It is actually a pretty good technique. I actually really like it for the speedrun in this part coming up. But I haven't used it in ages, but it's actually very beneficial here. So once the selling it became standard in the run, it was a little bit heartbreaking for me because it's a very good crowd control item. But what can you do? Oh, my health is stinky bad. Oh, you jerk! This does tend to happen in marathon runs for me. I'm gonna actually, I hate myself for doing this a little bit, but we're gonna get this chair here. This couch does not exist. You just saw me go in there. Don't believe your lying eyes. Oh, get out of here! Yeah. So the platforms in this game are sometimes more suggestions than rules. Okay. But now we have full health, so that's kind of neat. Oh, I was a little too close to that. So there you go. That's another one where normally you have to go around this area to get up to where we are now. We got those lethal boots. That's an absolutely critical weapon. That's going to allow us to do a different weapon technique, which is utterly essential to beat the game the way we're going to beat it. Come in here. So now we don't have to go to that chair, which is kind of a backup. Or I keep saying chair, but couch. That's kind of a backup in case we're low. Wow, really? That Phantom came and nipped me out of the air right there. Well, whatever. I should point out, too, that we have no armor equipped. I mean, we have a scarf equipped. It's a base scarf that you start the game with. But we have no... and we have a base helmet, actually, equipped, but we don't have any body armor equipped. We did not pick up the starting body armor. It's kind of unnecessary, he said, hoping not to have jinxed himself. This is an important one. Yeah, okay, so that's a massive sequence break right there. You're supposed to beat a boss to get a power that allows you to... actually, our health's great because we got extra health. You're supposed to beat a boss to clear the path to get across there, normally. But using the jump kick techniques, which involves us doing a weapon technique, canceling the animation of that with a backdash, then before we start falling after doing so, casting a directional magic, and then before the magic actually appears on screen, canceling that animation so we don't use that mana, and doing a standard jump and kick, which allows us to fly. So yeah, it's pretty involved. It's a 4-step process every time. And I find that I do it much better with the Xbox One controller, which is what I'm using right here, than any other controller. Just the way that the shoulder buttons are set up is really conducive to sliding my fingers across and making the movement feel very natural. All right. Okay, so here comes the bunny farm. We're gonna use our weapon technique here. That's the weapon technique with the Sanji gun, which is a little bit of an electrical blast. Does extra damage. We want to kill these lilies here and get a shard from them. Shards are kind of like the souls or the enemy item or enemy. What word am I trying to think of? Enemy technique. That's it. And this will allow me to basically turn into this enemy, which gives us extra damage at a high attack rate. Oh my goodness, 4th try! My marathon luck for getting a bunny is actually pretty spectacular. That's huge. That's almost PB worthy. Not really so much for me anymore, but I mean, you could be pretty happy with getting 4th try bunny in a lot of cases. All right, Kung Fu shoes are on. That'll allow us to fly again. So we're going to fly here very shortly. Peter Pan strats, ladies and gentlemen. Anytime I can do that climb while the logo is still on screen, that means things are going well, which means, you know, hey, this is holding up much better than I expected. I'm not seeing any warnings from OBS that my system is going to turn into a dumpster fire, so that's neat. It's kind of a safety move right there. We didn't even get an item from him, which is pretty standard. Let's see. Come up here and get this mana crystal. And we'll fly up there. You don't need to. You can turn that gear and use it to climb. Okay, so this is a little bit of downtime. And I want to say a major shout out to 2 people in particular. One of them is here in chat, Kavik, as well as 3-2, who in tandem, in conjunction with each other, make our layouts not only possible, but make them really very simple to use as restreamers and to get updated when things don't go according to plan, as they have a little bit tonight. So I just want to sing their praises. Both 3-2 and Kavik deserve all your love and admiration. All you out there, they're unsung heroes oftentimes here on RGLtv, and there's really they make everyone's life significantly easier. So thank you, both of you. All right. I went out of my way to get an extra ether, which is absolutely not something you're supposed to do, but I always do it in the speedrun because your maximum. Did I? Hang on a second. Oh, I see. I see what we did here. Okay, hold on. My bad, guys. I forgot to equip some stuff, which was foolish, and cost me some time for sure, because I got something called a moon belt, which allows my backdashing to extend farther distance, and I just completely brain farted on equipping it at the time I was supposed to, which is not a huge deal. I mean, it's not game breaking, it's just cost me time for no reason, really. But as you can see, I mean, we're still going on the right path. We're not in any like major risk at this exact moment. Although we could eat it to this boss. It does happen from time to time. So we will actually do a safety save here. How about that? An honest-to-God safety save. Okay. All right, so this is Andrelphus, and we'll see. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Okay. He's going to, she? Actually, not sure. Okay. We're going to wait. He's going to drop down to our left. And we're just going to do this. And we're going to drop down and hopefully finish him up. I would like to drop down very much. There we go. I could not fall through that platform. Ay, ay, ay. All right. We're good, though. Our health is fine, so we do not need to go back to where we safety saved, so that's cool. So that fight went all right. It could have been faster for sure, but I think we only took 1 hit. Andrelphus does kind of pack a punch at this point, but it's okay. So now we have double jump, which also allows us to do a dive kick, which is a very important technique, not only for movement at times, but also for combat. You'll see that in a little bit here. All right, now let's really put the system to the test. Oh yeah, okay, everything's running fine. When the game's running rough, you can't make, or I should say, I can't make that. Okay, that's a safety chest right there. That's to kind of make sure I'm good on money when we go shopping here in a little bit. Because this is a marathon run, I do like to make sure my potions are as high as possible. If it's a PB run, you know, come what may, who cares? Okay, here's another one where we kind of put the system to a test. If there's too many polygons on screen, that jump goes to hell too, but we just flew right on up there, so feeling pretty good at this exact moment about how things are going. But it's a marathon run, so we'll see what happens. Oh, we made it up through that platform too, very good. You know what, we're gonna say I don't need this. There's a chance I will regret that and decide I should have gotten Karnot's Rebuke, which is a sword that I can sell for, I think, 700 gold, which is a pretty substantial amount relative to our purchasing. All right, let's see here. Nope, that's not going to work. We want a ruby, and ideally, well, we need a ruby, and ideally I want a silver too, because I can sell that for a good amount. Emerald. So you see real quick, we can do temp loads here, and you can see it takes like, 4 seconds to reload. On the Xbox One version, this, no joke, takes like 35 seconds to reload. So it's pretty disgusting. And as you can see, the timer is stopping for these temp loads. Oh, there we go. All right. So we will sell those gems, except for the ruby. We need the ruby for crafting. Everything else is for money. There you go. Dive kick, come back up here, get this high potion, and down we go. You just clip right through that gear for some reason. I technically don't need to get health here, but marathon run, so we'll snake that health real quick. Okay, and we will re-equip Feather Crown, Riding Habit, and we're good. Now we're just gonna backdash. Xbox One version is behind a patch. It keeps failing certification probably because, well, something about the quality of the Xbox One version. Everyone complains about the Switch version, and rightly so, but I'm here to tell you the Xbox One version is equally stinky. So here I'm doing dive kicks. These are all dive kicks that I'm doing. And we're using our Bunny Morphosis, which is the thing that we farmed. And as you can see, we're able to do 44 damage per attack, which is substantial because what we're trying to do here is skip a sequence where the twin dragons, Valak here, are going to lash their tongues at me as if they were whips. We're going to try to break that sequence, which, spoiler alert, we will absolutely do. And now they will just try to join their jaws together. They'll get all kissy with each other. Smoochy, smoochy. And we put a little bit of extra hurt on him. And now you can just pose, because this fight's over. We just have to wait for it to be over. We just stand there. And we can do another one. Hi-ya! If you just hold up, she'll pose. It's kind of cute. All right. Kick, and then kick again, and that ends the fight. So basically, we'd already done enough damage, but you kind of need to trigger him to die at the point at which he can die. So that's what's going on with that fight. All right, so we are done with this. We got the key item that we need there, and we used a waystone to come back here. So now we are going to do crafting and shopping. Dive kick with bunny is OP. A partial fracture. You are correct. An astute observation. All right. So we're going to craft some potions. And then we're going to craft a ring. But not this ring. We're just crafting that ring so we can get this ring, which is the flame ring. And then we're done crafting. So now we got to get our picture taken, which is a whole story thing, but basically it's going to allow us to get to the next zone. We're creating a fake ID to get on a train, basically. Okay, so now, sell stuff. I didn't get any extra shards, so we don't need to sell that. Mithridate, that's fine. Bronze, sell those. Iron, 5 iron, that's nice. Iron helps us play. I heard that once. Okay. Okay, Feather Crown, yep. Riding Habit, yep. And Plundered Ring and Scarf. Okay, so as you see, we sell off darn near everything, right? Now we're going to buy this hairband and equip it. We're going to buy this chemise, or however you say it. And now we're gonna hopefully max out our potions, which it looks like we will almost be able to do. We're gonna be one shy, but that's fine. All right. So we're gonna go back to the librarian and get a second book. We got the first book, which does more damage when we use magic attacks, which includes turning into the bunny and doing those kicks. And now we're going to get one that does extra damage when we do directional magic attacks, which will be very important for how we're going to fight the rest of the bosses in this game. Most likely, anyway. This next boss, we might, and even the boss after it, we might switch things up depending on the patterns we get. But in general, we're going to use directional magic and do something called a directional shard lock, which allows us to continue casting directional magic even when we run out of mana, which is pretty nifty, especially when it's high damage magic, which ours is. As long as we don't take damage or jump. Those are the two rules to maintain the lock. I really like the music in this game. This zone in particular, and the zone that we just completed with the Twin Dragons. Very, very strong music. I don't know if the entire score was composed by the woman whose name I don't know, regrettably, who did the score for Symphony of the Night, or if it was just part of the score, but it's very good, in my opinion. Thank you, Mauve Cow. Alright. Jump up here, jump up here. Oh, get your head out of my way. Look at that! I'm off the platform. I'm still standing up there. Alright. Let's see. Turn this shard off so we can jump up here. Again, that's another jump kick. Inferno Breath. That'll be fun. And Lethal Boots. Lethal Boots are what we need to do the directional shard lock. There's actually other items that allow us to do that, or other weapons, but Lethal Boots are right on our way in the early game, so that's what we use. Okay. Oppose foolishness. What you got for me? Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, crap. That is a mistake. So, I was playing the percentages there. We're gonna jump over this fire. Okay. Looks like it's gonna work out. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. All right. So we actually did the directional shard lock, but unfortunately we immediately got swiped at because I was hoping that would go my way on the attack there. It did not, but no big deal. All right, so now, okay, I am gonna make this safety save here just in case Bathin decides to get a little squirrely. As he does from time to time. He is known for not giving a good pattern here and there. And by here and there, I mean when you want him to. But hopefully now that I've taken that safety save, Bathin, our next boss that we're going to encounter here, who basically teleports all over the screen, hopefully he will be super cooperative, and he will do one dash and then stand there and die. That's what we want. Him to do a dash and then stand there and let me kill him. Well, I don't know that he's really letting me kill him, but that's the net result. Okay. A little cutscene we skip there, no big deal. Alrighty. Cobra Commander. Alright, come on, do it. Yes! Come on, Bobby. Ah, you jerk. Alright. Got bail out on that. Back up. Don't dash, don't dash, don't dash. Nice! Alright, that'll work. We did not take damage in that fight, so that was good enough. That was not the fastest pattern, but that was a totally workable pattern. So I will take it. Happily. Ooh. Alright. Get that health refill, get this skull necklace, which will allow me to do extra magic damage at the cost of a much faster mana drain. Although, considering we can use our directional shard magic infinitely, as long as we don't do a couple of things that we can't do, it's fine. It's a good trade-off, especially for the final boss. Okay, we're gonna come back up here and we're gonna go, we remember how we farmed the bunny, and fortunately it didn't take very long. That was cool. We're gonna go farm another shard here, only this one's a little bit different. We farmed an item that allowed us to do pretty good damage, especially in the early game. Now we're gonna farm a chair. It's just a chair you sit in. There it is. Nothing really special about it. It's a chair. Okay, we took 4 for the bunny. This is over 4. 5. 6. Obviously, it's much faster to kill this, but still. 7. 8. 9. I leveled up. 10. 11. Okay. Okay, and Waystone. All right. That took a little bit too long for like a PB perspective, you know. But whatever, it's fine for what we're doing. Oh, I hate getting bone tossed there. It affects my menuing going forward. There's not much of the game left, but it's it's an item or a shard I would prefer to do without. But whatever. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do, but that's fine. Oh, I nipped the edge there, but at least I didn't hit the poison toad, so that's kind of neat. Not that being poisoned is that much of a deal breaker, but I prefer to not take damage as opposed to take damage, given the choice between the two. All right, so now we're gonna, hey, look at this conspicuously placed chair. Isn't that something? Yeah, well, now we're gonna jump out of bounds, and we're gonna temp load. And if we did this right, we're gonna be above this screen, and we did it right. And now we're gonna hold left and zip on up. Now we're in here, and we're gonna take our last safety save. This is the last save point that we will see in the game. So if we screw things up from here on, we gotta come all the way back here, which may not sound like much now, but just wait until we get going. All right, and we're gonna equip this summon chair here, and we're gonna drop this chair down. And we're gonna do what we just did again, but with our own personal chair that we created from magic. We have to switch over to some other items, and now we're going to try to do some big flying, so hang tight. Okay. That'll work. That'll work, ladies and gentlemen. We're in there. So what we did was, you know how we were doing those jump kicks to, you know, travel across stuff or vertically? We just did 20 of those in a row to travel out of bounds from the zone where we initially went out of bounds into this zone, which is the final zone of the game. We were basically traveling through, like, in between sections of the mini-map, even though it looked like we were just sitting tight on the mini-map from what you guys were seeing. But yeah, it's a pretty crazy traversal, and it's very easy to screw it up. But fortunately, it went really well, and that was on our first try as well. So I'm very happy right now. Happy enough that I took some time to explain it to y'all in the middle of the speedrun. How about that? All right, let's see here. We're going to switch back to Flying Edge. We're going to switch back to Reflector Ray, and we are going to do another one of these. We need that Ice Elemental to go away. And we're going to jump, and once again, go out of bounds, and then temp load. And again, if we did this correctly, We will be in the ceiling. Yes, indeed. Okay, now let's switch to our end game items. Lethal boots, good to go. Moon belt, don't need it anymore. Skull necklace, we don't have a what do you call it? One of those things that you put around your neck. I want to call it a neck thing. I think that's correct. And then, yeah, let's hit a potion here real quick, just in case. All right. A scarf, that's what they're called. I know words. We're gonna hold right, and then we're gonna press left, and into the final boss room we go. So now we're gonna use directional shard locking to cast a lot of Inferno Breath on Dominique here. Nope, or we will screw it up. Okay, I'm nervous now because my directional shard locking is not happening. Nah, Rigastorima. There we go. Ooh, I haven't seen this in ages. Whoa, did I avoid it? Dude, that's amazing. Crud. Okay. Crud. Okay, now I have a decision to make. Nope. Oh boy, okay. Nice! Yes! 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 We saved resources for the final fight. That was a really stupid way to do that. But I was like, oh, we have to save our potions for this. Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. That's good shit, pal. I need to heal immediately. Okay. Come on, redhead. Ah, fuck. No! Wow, this game. You know what I'm gonna do? I hope I'm not playing myself by doing this. I'm basically bailing out on this cycle entirely. Which I hate to do, but I really don't have much luck dealing with the cat head with the directional shard. So rather than, you know, potentially screw it up and completely run out of magic, we're just kind of, you know, nibbling around the edges here, so to speak. Get a hit here, no problem. Okay.
You leave me no choice.
Perfect. All right, cool. So we did some damage like that. Now we just wait for the next head. Red or green, so redhead or lizard, and we'll be able to land the plane. That's the worst head, is the cat head. You can totally do it in the initial cycle, like while it's a cat, but I stink at it. That one's not for me. Okay. But see, yeah, here's what we can do now. Hey, there you go! There you go! Even with that long delay, we slide in just over 30 minutes on the load removed and 31:57 on the real time. So that run went really damn well. The farming was good. The execution was solid. You know, nothing was blowaway. But man, that Dominique fight was insane. We just refusing to use that magic at the end. It started off with the directional shard lock not working for me. Oh man! And then we got the cat head, and I just bailed out on it. Wow. Okay, I'm really happy with that. That makes me feel pretty good. So hopefully you guys enjoyed Bloodstained. This is actually a really fun game, but I would really only ever recommend the PC version. I haven't played the PS4 version myself, although I did just read something about it locking up earlier today. So yeah, get to play the PC version if you want to play this, which I recommend if you like Igavanias, especially Soten. It is over. But yeah, it's a fun game. I really enjoyed it casually, and I've put a lot of work into this speedrun to get good at the technique involved in executing it at a reasonably high level. So it's great to be able to show it off to you guys. But that's it for me. I'm gonna get out of here. We'll be turning things over to Kavik, who's gonna be restreaming for these next few hours. And I believe I don't have the preview up. I apologize. I forget the name of the game, but I will actually. I don't have that up either. Here, you know what? I'm just gonna hazard it here real quick. There you go. Hugo's House of Horrors. There you go. That's what it is. The alliteration, Holmes. Sorry, Aunt. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and keep sticking around here on RGLtv for the rest of the horror marathon. We got a lot of awesome stuff coming up, including later on today the Castlevania One Night Only tournament. So that should be a lot of fun. I'll get out here now and stick around because Kavik's coming up next. Take care, everyone.